Hi, it's Laura, and I'm so glad that you're here today. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you hear some noise, it is the wind. The wind here in Florida is crazy right now, where I live at least, and it sounds like there's a weed eater outside my house, some guy doing the lawn, but it's just wind. But I'm so excited that the weather is changing and it's getting warmer. But with that, I'm extra diligent with my sunscreen. I've, for years, worn sunscreen under my makeup. This is one I've talked about on my channel here, the CeraVe. It's a great product, but the problem is when I put this on in the morning, I gotta wait till it sinks into my skin. It's a little sticky, and if later in the day I want more protection, like when I go outside to recess with my class, I can't put this over my makeup. I would look like a mess. So I have to just roll with whatever's left from the morning. Well, Colorescience sent me a product that I just think is the perfect answer to all of that. I don't need to put that on underneath. First of all, the main product they sent is an upgraded version of their powder. This is actually called the Sunforgettable Brush On Sunscreen. They've made some changes to it to where it has technology in it that will protect you from blue light, the light on your phone, the light on your computer. Also, the brush is antimicrobial, so you can use it without worrying about it getting nasty. Now, the great thing with this product is it's so portable. You can throw it in your purse, your beach bag, and just reapply as you feel you need it. This was sort of the answer to my prayers because I can take this out at my lunchtime, go over my face before I go outside with my class, and have that extra protection that I need. Now, I do love this product, but as much as I love that, I love something they sent me a sample of. I'm crazy about this, and I'm going to order a full size. It is their Bronzing Perfector. It's a 3-in-1 primer, but it has a tint to it. And it gives you such a lovely, flawless look on your skin. Now, I feel like I could just wear this alone and just ditch foundation or anything else. That's how great my skin looks with this. But with the powder on top, it just gives me a smooth, very finished, beautiful look. I've been wearing this for days, and I just love the way my skin looks. Plus, I'm getting great sun protection, and I think it just gives me a more youthful appearance. It's not heavy on my skin like foundation would be. So what I wanted to do today for you was I wanted to put sunscreen on this side. So you see just how that would look if I went with sunscreen, and then I'm going to put this Perfector on this side of my face so you can see the color that it gives my face, and then go over this side with the powder. So let's get started with that. So I have my e.l.f. blending brush, my favorite brush. I just love this, and I'm putting the CeraVe on my left side of my face. And this spreads everything beautifully. I just love this brush. It was so inexpensive. All right, so with this, my skin right now is very tacky. It's gonna take a good 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes for it to really sink in before I can apply my foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side of my face with the Bronzing Perfector. Now with this, I don't have to wait for anything. This has a 20 SPF in it, and it gives me a very matte look. Now I don't use the e.l.f. brush for this. I found that this applies best with my finger. The texture of it is like a mousse, which I really like. The other thing I appreciate about this product is that I can use it in the under eye area without my under eyes getting dry. That is a rarity. Most products that I put under my eye, practically any foundation, I keep away from that area because I feel that it makes the under eye area look dry. So I usually keep that area product free and use whatever under eye concealer I'm using there. But with this, I can go right up under the eye. So on this side, you see I have the Colorescience, and it has really taken away any redness I have in my skin. It looks beautiful. On this side, I just have the sunscreen, and of course you can still see my redness. I can still see the broken capillaries around my nose. Now, this bronzing perfector pretty much covers up the capillaries. There have been days I've put a little extra concealer there, but I feel pretty happy. And if you don't have broken capillaries, just any little bit of redness you have on your nose, this should cover it. So now let's go ahead, and on this side, I'm going to go ahead and put a foundation on over the sunscreen because it seems like it's a little tacky still, but it's almost dry. I'm going to put on my favorite foundation from the drugstore, and it's actually called a Tint. It's the Neutrogena Hydra Boost. I'm going to go ahead and just dab a few dots on this side of my face and start blending with the e.l.f. brush. This is challenging doing this without a mirror. I'm trying to do my best here. And this is something I can bring up under the eye area. That's one thing I like about the Hydra Boost so much, that it really doesn't accentuate fine lines under my eyes. So I'm looking at my skin now, and I think from what you can see, I can see this when I'm looking, is that the Colorescience side is much more matte, and I see a little better coverage actually of the redness in my skin. On this side, the side with the sunscreen, it's shinier, and I can also still, even though I love the Hydra Boost, I see a little bit more of the redness in my skin. All right, so on this side of my face where I have the sunscreen, I'm going to put some IT Cosmetics by Pores powder. And this should mattify me some. That's something I really like about this powder, is that it does give you a smoother matte look. I still do see some redness in my face, but I get that way after my skin calms down a little bit. I think it'll look better. Okay, so that's the IT side. Now I'm going to go ahead over the Colorescience side with the powder. And again, the convenience of this is just awesome. And they say, you know, you can put it on your neck, your chest, your hands. This is great for if you're going to be driving and you, oh, I forgot to put on sunscreen. You can dust this also over your hands, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and get my mirror out and swirl this around. So all I have is this 3-in-1 primer on and the powder. So here you've only got 2 products, and it's also your sunscreen. Another thing I wanted to mention about the powder is that it's water resistant and sweat proof. So that's another great thing when you're, especially during the summer months when it is so brutally hot. Now, what I do for my eyes a lot of times in the summer is something really simple. I want a light look on my eyes, a fresh look. So one product, I'm going to use 2 drugstore products that are excellent. The first one is from Essence, and it's the I Heart Strobing Highlighting Primer. Now, what's great about this, I actually use it to brighten my under eye area. So again, this is sort of one of those that's 2 products in one. So I want to show you how that works. So I'm using this as a primer. My eyelids, even at my age, are still so oily. I have to use a primer. I've tried going without a primer, and it's like my skin just drinks in whatever I put on. So without a primer, it's going to be gone really quick. So I put this on my eyes, but then what I do is go in and do underneath the eyes and just sort of pat it in. It gives me a much brighter look under the eye and also hides a little bit of darkness. Now, if you have a lot of darkness under your eye, you might want to use more of a concealer on the corners of the eyes to get rid of any darkness, but then put this all along this whole area. You can even bring this onto the cheekbone for a highlighter and just sort of brighten that whole area. This works great. So it's sort of like highlighter, primer, under eye circles all in one. And this is just, I think it's under $4. So it's very reasonable. You can find this at Ulta, and it's one of my favorites. Now for my eyes and blush, what I love to do is that monochromatic look where everything sort of blends. My favorite, even better than NARS, because I did buy the NARS all-in-one stick, I like this better. This is the Wet n Wild blush stick. Now what I do is just put a little bit on my finger and just go in on the lid and bring it up onto the into the crease area and a little above, and I just blend it out with my finger so that it looks smooth. I bring a little pale bit of it up here because I have very deep set eyes, and if I have anything too bright under the brow, it makes my eyes look more deep set. So I actually do bring it all the way up to the brows. If you don't have deep set eyes, you wouldn't need to do that. Then when I'm done with the eyes, which is really simple, then I just go right onto my cheek and I take one of my favorite brushes, the e.l.f. brush, and this is their small stipple brush, and I just bring it onto the cheeks, and then everything just sort of blends beautifully together, and you get such a nice, you can even go over the eyes and just blend it out. It just gives you a nice put together look. Last, I want to mention this lipstick that I love. It's from L'Oreal, and the shade is called Spicy Blush. It is a beautiful nude, and this is the Infallible Paints. It's not new, it's been out a while, but I love it because it's very smooth, it's not sticky, and I just think it lasts quite a while and gives a really beautiful look. So overall, how I feel is that these Colorescience products are just wonderful, number one, for their portability. I love that I can throw this in my purse, and anywhere I go, if I get in a pinch and I want to add some sunscreen because it's hotter than I anticipated or sunnier, then I can just go over my face at any point with this powder. It's not something that's going to spill in your purse and get all over the place, and it offers a lot of protection with it being a 50. This 3-in-1, or the Bronzing Perfector 3-in-1 face primer really surprised me. I am absolutely over the moon with it because I think it does cover things on my face I don't want to show, like my broken capillaries, yet lets my skin show through and gives a beautiful natural look. So I think this is a great option for sun protection. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've tried any Colorescience products or used the powder before, please comment and tell everyone what your experience was. And also I'd love to hear what you do for the summer for makeup and how you change your routine. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of you.